Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bad Bookers and welcome back to the top 5 WWE matches of the week. I do have to apologise for missing last week. I had a break from wrestling. So what, everyone needs a break from wrestling at some point. Last week was my break, but this week we are back. So let's jump straight in to number 5. Number 5, Uchida versus Drew Gulak, NXT. Some fantastic mat wrestling on show here, and we are finally starting to see glimpses of the Uchida that was the ace of the junior heavyweight division in New Japan. His previous 2 matchups were with bigger men, and it didn't quite flow as well as you'd wish, but with the ground style offense of Gulak, their styles of wrestling certainly mixed well. Uchida picking up the victory after turning a submission attempt into a unique roll-up, with Gulak clearly aggravated about how this newcomer got the better of him, calling the time splitter a coward after the match. Number 4, Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn, Monday Night Raw. This match was a great way to end Raw, with both men getting around 20-25 minutes to have a match, and of course both men having great chemistry with each other. They've probably faced each other countless times, whether it be in WWE or maybe even on the indie scene as well. Seth Rollins performs a suicide dive, but he buckled his knee on landing, which did look legit, but you can never tell when it comes to Seth and knee injury spots in matches. Sami Zayn keeps trying to lock in submissions on that bad knee, but Rollins manages to throw Sami Zayn out the ring during one of the submissions, but as Sami tries to get back in, Seth hits the curb stomp to pick up the victory. Number 3, a gentleman Jack Gallagher versus Humberto Carrillo, 205 Live. Really impressed with this match on 205 Live. I've actually watched it about 5 minutes before starting to record this video because I didn't watch it live. But the technical style of Jack Gallagher versus the Lucha Libre style of Humberto Carrillo really mixed well in this match. Both men constantly equaling each other out and neither being able to get a proper grasp of the match. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this was a Cruiserweight Championship match at some point in the next year. We got some great counters and some great spots, but it was that luchador style of Humberto Carrillo that finally got the upper hand on Jack Gallagher, hitting a mean-looking DDT after Jack Gallagher attempt at a hold-up suplex, giving him enough time to hit the twisting splash to pick up another challenging victory. Number 2, Miriam versus Bianca Belair, NXT. A great hard-hitting match between the two, and I can see, a bit like Jack Gallagher versus Humberto Carrillo being a Cruiserweight Championship match, I can definitely see both Miriam and Bianca Belair being the top 2 women at the top of the food chain in that women's division at NXT very soon, especially if they carry on with performances like this. Throughout the match, they were equaling each other out before Miriam managed to hit the Protect Your Neck onto Bianca Belair, and just like the debut single from the Wu-Tang Clan, it hit hard and Miriam dealt Bianca Belair her first pinfall loss on NXT. Number 1, Cesaro versus Ricochet, Monday Night Raw. Last week's matchup probably would have been in this top 5 list as well, but this week, this match gets number 1, as once again, these two put on a great showing, and if there's a feud that could do a best out of 7, I really wouldn't mind it being this one. Some great counters with the Canadian Destroyer from Ricochet onto Cesaro, and then the finish of the match saw some great agility from Ricochet, seeing him do a handstand from the outside onto Cesaro, who was leant against the ropes inside the ring. Cesaro manages to pull Ricochet up to try and perform a power move, but Ricochet turned it into what looked like at the time a Hurricane Rana brainbuster sit-out pin kind of thing, a bit like what Rey Mysterio used to do after off the top rope or something, but Ricochet managed to do it off the shoulders of Cesaro, picking up the pinfall victory. And like I said, if there was a best of 7 in any feud, this one or Andrade versus Rey, maybe. Both. I'm happy with both. Just to recap the top 5 for this week, it was Uchida versus Drew Gulak in NXT, number 5. Number 4 was Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn on Monday Night Raw. Number 3, Humberto Carrillo versus Jack Gallagher, 205 Live. Number 2, Miriam versus Bianca Belair, NXT. And number 1, Ricochet versus Cesaro. If you did enjoy that, why not leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new around here. We've just released our podcast that came out yesterday, of time of upload of this video, obviously. We talk about predictions for NXT TakeOver 25. And while you're over there, why not leave a 5-star rating on our podcast on iTunes? All the links for that are in the description, as well as links for our Twitter, which is @BadBookersWP, links for Facebook and Instagram, link to our Patreon, patreon.com/badbookers, and finally our website, www.badbookers.com. Once again, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.